So this is a quick look at the Parrot Bebop Drone. My name is Carl Brooks with IamTherefore.iPad.com, and I am definitely pleased with this product. I've been wanting to get a drone for quite a few years now. However, I wasn't ready to fork out over $1,000 for like the DJI Phantom Vision Plus without having really flown a device at a much lower cost. I have purchased a quadcopter or a regular helicopter in the past and broke it without ever leaving more than 2 feet or 2 or 3 feet off the ground. So I was very displeased with that. That was like a 6-channel, so I definitely don't have the skills to fully fly a RC aircraft. But I definitely wanted to enjoy the fun in this market. However, the first two products, the Parrot AR Drone 1 and 2, those things, the camera quality and those things was just too poor and wasn't worth the investment in my view. Finally, this version came out and I took the plunge, and I am pleased. The only thing that I didn't like with this product is the manual is just the quick start. They could have simply put a sticker on the plastic that you peel off the battery saying, hey, go online and grab the manual, or had the PDF of the manual installed on the device so that when you plug the USB cord up to the computer, it would launch that. Instead, they put a video of, I guess, the factory person working and flying this unit for the first time. I would rather have the manual there instead of that. The quality of this particular video is extremely poor compared to the ones I've taken previously, so I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it's just too gloomy of a day, but I'll try it again once the sun. I'm in winter time here in Michigan, so sometimes it's the best we can get. But I had a little trouble out the box because typically with a gadget I seldom ever pull out the manual, even if it was provided, and fly. But I did look at that quick launch thing. I even looked up some things online, so I really don't have any excuse other than my own for damaging the bumpers. They're not broken or anything. It's just the inside. I have quite a few scrapes from the propellers hitting it. No damage to any property or the actual device. Though one of the legs, there's a thin wire that goes to 2 of the legs. I believe it's the front legs. Those things are on the first drop. That plate wanted to come off. It's just some sticker in there, so I'm gonna have to reinforce that. But overall, I'm pleased with the design. The biggest challenge that I had right out the box was with the battery. The very first time I was able to slide it in and get going. After my first crash, because the craft wasn't trimmed and I wasn't aware of the trim button that was on the remote, I couldn't get that battery back in, and I knew about the little string, but what wasn't clear, I think they should make more clear in the manual. In fact, they should have a video that just deals with the battery, because I kept trying to slide it, because the way the battery looks, it looks like you press down and slide it in and insert, and that's not the case. The female portion of or actually I guess the male portion of the adapter is inside the aircraft, but you really have to pull it physically out of that enclosure, connect it, and then shove it back in there as you insert the battery. The battery doesn't really lock in. That's why they have that Velcro, and so I think that's kind of sloppy. But again, I thought, oh man, did I damage the tip of this thing and it can't insert because I kept trying to insert the battery. So that was my biggest problem with it. Once I read got familiar with the controls and the settings. With my first crash, I did have the inside hull button turned on and outside turned off. It's just the trim wasn't right, and if I would have had a quick start button or a quick start manual, the only thing I would think they would need to include on there is to make sure the unit is trimmed before you press the launch button. But as you can see, I got quite a quite a distance. I was able to walk quite a bit, or allow the craft to fly quite a bit ahead of me. I wasn't able or ready to test the limits and let it disconnect and all those type of things, but that thing was way up there and it flew way ahead of me, and I just walked behind it, didn't have any problems. One of my very first crashes outside was trying to turn without actually turning the unit, to try and just do a swooping curve, and I hit a tree. Again, no big deal. At the end of this video, I actually end up in a tree, but it was a tree I can just reach into as a fairly new tree in front of my house. But I love this device. It's going to serve me well. I can't wait until they come out with the replacement parts, just so I have them. So I definitely look forward to flying this for quite some time. And it's my first quadcopter. It's my first experience with one of these devices, and I am extremely thrilled. Like I said, for beginners, definitely read the manual, understand the trim. The other problem I had with it, or user error, was I was flying indoor, which I definitely don't recommend it indoors, even though you have the protection. It's just not enough room. This thing needs some room to get around. I had no troubles outside at all, but indoors I flipped it in my basement as I was flying it, and it didn't have enough room to actually do the flip, so it like slammed into the ceiling and went crashing down to the cement. Didn't damage anything or break anything, but that was my first experience with a flip. I still hadn't flipped it outside yet, but I'm enjoying it. So once the battery's charged up again, I'll be back out there. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video and my thoughts. Once again, this is Carl Brooks with IamTherefore iPad.com, and I'll see you on the web.